armoured, as victims and the families of those who died on 9/11 remember the tragedy. A new report claims that one of al-Qaeda's current leading figures was radicalised while living right here in London. The cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, the so-called bin Laden of the internet, was born in the US but moved to London after the attacks on the Twin Towers. Our special correspondent Kurt Barling has this report.
Anwar al-Awlaki, charismatic and Yemeni-American, it made him popular in the West. But he's also linked to acts of terror, the former UCL student and underwear bomber, and the stabbing of London MP Stephen Timms. Did imprisonment in 2006 in Yemen turn him into a dangerous fanatic?
911 was the answer of the millions of people who suffer from American aggression.
There have been drone attacks, there have been CIA strikes, and he has himself been interrogated by US intelligence. So when he comes out of prison, you can see perhaps what would have caused him to be like that.
Now there are claims that al-Awlaki's extremism and antipathy to non-Muslims was clear from a series of London talks in 2003. He'd arrived here to evade US authorities because of his association with 3 of the 9/11 hijackers. Some who heard him speak are convinced the authorities should have acted immediately.
He started delivering lectures actually on jihad, and these came out in 2003. He gave very explicit verdicts on suicide bombing being religiously acceptable, about the enforcement of religious law and the Sharia, about how jihad in its medieval militant form was still necessary today.
A new report claims al-Awlaki flourished in the climate of openness in London, exploited by jihadists to recruit people to their cause.
Al-Awlaki came to London at a time when it was one of the hubs in Europe of Islamic extremist thought. Preachers like Abu Hamza and others were preaching violence and supporting al-Qaeda with no real recourse from the authorities. And this kind of atmosphere very likely encouraged al-Awlaki to develop and express some of his more extremist and radical ideas.
The important lesson to learn here is never, ever trust al-Kuffar.
Security services here remain fearful of al-Awlaki's continued support and influence in the capital. It's a reminder that 10 years on, the battle against intolerance and extremism is far from over. Kurt Barling, BBC London News.